Ghana's coach just said VAR must have gone for coffee. And honestly, you can't blame him. England escaped a penalty, possibly a red card. VAR watched it back and did nothing. How does that happen? Here's the thing. VAR wasn't sleeping. VAR was following a rule, a very specific rule that almost nobody explained. And once you understand it, you'll never watch a VAR decision the same way again. VAR stands for Video Assistant Referee. You knew that, but here's what most people don't know. VAR is not allowed to correct every mistake a referee made, only a specific kind of mistake. The rule is called the clear and obvious error standard, and it's the exact reason VAR drives everyone insane. Here's how it works. When a referee makes a call and or misses one, VAR watches the footage, but VAR can only step in if the mistake was clear and obvious. Not just a mistake, a clear and obvious mistake. That's a much higher bar than most fans realize. The idea is simple. Football shouldn't be paused and reviewed every 2 minutes. The referee is still the main official. VAR is just the safety net. This sounds reasonable until it isn't. Here's where it gets interesting. Clear and obvious has no precise definition. There's no rulebook page that says intervene if the foul probability crosses a certain threshold. It's a judgment call inside a judgment call. The referee decides on the pitch. Then VAR decides whether that decision was clearly wrong. 2 layers of human judgment, and if VAR thinks, even slightly, that the referee could have seen it that way, they leave it alone. That's the gap. That's where coaches start talking about coffee. Now, VAR doesn't review everything. Only 4 situations: goals, penalties, red cards, mistaken identity, meaning the referee punished the wrong player. Everything else VAR watches and says nothing. In the Ghana versus England match, we're talking about a penalty and a possible red card, both on VAR's list, both reviewable, and VAR still didn't act because the referee didn't call a foul, and VAR didn't think that was clearly and obviously wrong. Not wrong, clearly and obviously wrong. That one word, obvious, is doing a lot of heavy lifting. Here's a comparison to make this land. Imagine a student writes an answer on a test. The teacher marks it wrong. A second teacher reviews it, but the second teacher's job isn't to decide if the answer was right or wrong. Their job is only to step in if the first teacher made an absolutely glaring mistake. If there's any reasonable defense for the original marking, they leave it alone. That's VAR. It's not there to get every decision right. It's there to catch the indefensible ones. And here's the cruel part, especially for penalties. Penalties almost always involve contact. A hand grazes a striker, a knee clips a boot, bodies collide at full speed. The referee sees it once, live, from one angle. VAR watches it back from 6 angles, in slow motion, frame by frame. And here's the irony. The more angles you have, the easier it is to find some justification for the original call, even a wrong one. Slow motion also makes normal contact look brutal. A fair challenge at full speed looks like a foul at 20% speed. So FIFA actually tells VAR officials to be careful not to be misled by slow motion replays when judging contact. You're reviewing a penalty, but you can't fully trust the slow motion footage. Try explaining that to a coach on the touchline. So where does that leave us? Kairos saw what millions of viewers saw and reached the same conclusion. That looked like a foul. VAR disagreed that it was clearly and obviously a foul. That's the gap. That's the World Cup 2026 problem nobody prepared fans for. VAR was never designed to make football perfectly fair. It was designed to remove disasters, the unmissable ones, the ones where a referee is facing the wrong way when someone gets elbowed in the face. Everything in the gray zone, the 50-50 penalty calls, the borderline red cards, the soft fouls in the box. That gray zone still belongs to the on-field referee. VAR guards the edges. It doesn't own the middle, and the middle is where every big match gets decided. Next time VAR doesn't intervene, don't ask, was it a foul? Ask, was it obvious enough that no reasonable referee could have missed it? If the answer is even slightly no, VAR was never going to move. That's the real rule. If you want to actually understand what's happening at World Cup 2026, not just watch it, subscribe. We break down the rules nobody explains every week.